Her wedding dress clung to her, stained with soil, her hands trembling on the shovel. His voice was hoarse, barely more than a whisper now. Ryan weakly pleads, "But please, I love you." But love? Love doesn't look like this. How did she get here? Let's go back. When Ryan proposed, she thought she had finally found happiness. He was perfect, charming, generous, devoted, maybe too perfect. The only thing missing was his family. Whenever she brought it up, his answer was always the same. Ryan sighs sadly. Most of them are gone. My mom died. My dad? We don't talk. Just me and my aunt now. She never pushed because she loved him. And love meant trust, right? She should have asked more questions. A week before the wedding, she overheard Ryan on a call. His voice was low, urgent. Ryan whispers, "Just a few more days, baby. After the wedding, I'll have her inheritance. Then we disappear. She won't see it coming." Her heart stopped. Who was he talking about? She didn't breathe, didn't move. Then the call ended, and Ryan stepped out, smiling, kissing her forehead like he hadn't just shattered her world. For the first time, she felt cold. That night, sleep was impossible. The feeling in her gut wouldn't let her rest. So, she did something she had never done before. She went through his things. What she found shattered her reality. A different name on a credit card, then another and another. Driver's licenses, social security numbers. And worst of all, photos, wedding photos, of him with different women. Her stomach twisted. The dates, the locations, one after another. The pattern was clear. He had done this before. And when she dug deeper, some of these women were never seen again. The wedding was beautiful, a fairy tale. She smiled, she laughed, she kissed the man she knew was a monster. Because now, she wasn't his prey. She was the hunter. After the party, Ryan pulled her aside, whispering in her ear. Ryan says excitedly, "Before we go back, I have something special for you." A surprise. She laughed, still in her wedding dress, and let him lead her away. A car waited outside. He opened the door for her, grinning. Ryan says softly, "Trust me." As they drove, the roads turned from pavement to dirt. Trees swallowed the sky. The night air grew colder. Then he stopped. No lights, no champagne, just trees and a freshly dug hole in the ground. She turned to Ryan, and finally he dropped the act. The smirk, the amusement in his eyes. It was real now. Ryan says coldly, "It's funny, really. You were never supposed to make it past today." Then he lunged. Her wedding dress tangled around her legs as she stumbled back. His hands closed around her throat. Her vision blurred. She gasped, clawed, kicked, but he was stronger. Until Ryan froze. A crimson bloom spread across his chest. His grip loosened. He stumbled, gasping, falling to his knees. Ryan chokes out weakly, "How?" She stepped forward, lowering the gun from under her dress, her hand steady now. His own plan, his own trap, turned against him. He fell backward, right into the grave he had dug for her. His breath was ragged now. His lips trembled. He couldn't move, but he could still talk. Ryan says desperately, voice shaking, "Baby, I was joking. I love you." She didn't answer, just picked up the shovel. Shovel after shovel, the dirt covered him. The man she had once trusted, the man she had just married. The forest was silent, only the wind, the trees, and a single wedding dress, torn and covered in soil. Some men dig their own graves. Tonight, Ryan found his. If you were in her shoes, what would you have done? Let me know in the comments. And don't miss next week's story. It's even crazier. Subscribe, like, and turn on notifications.